In this video, I'm gonna give you 3 easy ways to cultivate creativity. Number 1, expect incredible ideas. How many times have you had a great idea only to lose it again in the flurry of life? You think, oh, that's a great idea, I should remember that. Maybe you're laying in bed, you think, oh, I should remember that for tomorrow. The fact of life is creativity isn't always convenient. It doesn't always show up when you crave it, when you're sitting at your desk just waiting for it to strike. You can't force it and it will surprise you. For example, who else has ideas in the shower? When you're out on a walk or when you're sitting bored is when these ideas pop into your head. You can unlock creativity when you see yourself as a creative person and when you give yourself room and time to think. And in my opinion, we are all creative. And it doesn't mean creative in one way or the other. So a lot of times people think creative of, oh, they can paint or they can draw. It's like creativity comes in a lot of different forms. You can be creative with finance modeling and think in a very strategic way than anyone else, and that is still a way of being creative. So just understand that everyone is creative, we just model it in different ways. Now when you can just consider yourself creative, you will be ready when things pop up. So allow yourself to own that label and then intentionally create an environment that proves that you're right. For example, create a space for ideas, for innovation, by scheduling time for uninterrupted thinking and exploration. For example, at Best Self on Wednesdays is a day that we don't do calls. It's deep work day. That is long, uninterrupted time for working on a big project or just things that need deeper thinking. It's going on a long walk and not listening to a podcast, but letting my brain just sort of think, which in this productive, busy world, sometimes it's hard to make yourself do that. You think, oh, I have to be productive, but sometimes the most productive thing you can do is actually do nothing and wait for the ideas to come. Number 2 is get yourself inspired. Creativity often follows inspiration. This is why it's powerful to surround and immerse yourself with things that light you up, that inspire you, that fuel a different line of thinking, rather than the same old. You want to make it a habit to inspire yourself. With this in mind, get to know what switches you on and make it a habit to give yourself this inspiration as often as you can. For example, spend more time in nature and learn from the nature world. Again, take walks, don't listen to podcasts, just let your mind roam. Visit new places, explore new environments, explore things out of your normal day-to-day so that you can see how different worlds work. When you do listen to podcasts that challenge you, that elevate the way you feel, that introduce you to people that you would never meet in your day-to-day life. Watch TED Talks or videos like that leave you with a fresh insight and new dots to connect. Read poetry, read books, listen to music that takes you into your body and changes the way you feel. These are all ways that you can spark the creativity in you, is by adding this little fuel to get you into that mindset. And also, if you create a habit of doing that, your mind will soon know that this is the signal of you getting into more of a creative state. Human beings are curious, adventurous creatures. Just because we've been stuck in cubicles and in offices sitting at a computer all day doesn't mean that that's where we belong or that's where we're gonna do our best work. So there's times when, yes, you need to be at your cubicle in your office working, but the deep work and the creative thought that is gonna drive that work might actually be not in that cubicle, not at that desk, but outside, like in nature, where as humans, that's where we started. That's where we started our adventures and that's where we originally got curious. So get out there and then bring that work back to the cubicle, but it starts outside of your comfort zone. Number 3, listen to yourself. Right now, we are living in an age of information abundance. We've never had so much access to so much information at our fingertips in literally seconds. Virtually everything you could want to know is available in a few clicks, which makes these times incredibly powerful. And while you'll find plenty of answers out there for yourself, don't lose sight of the unique source of inspiration that only you can access. As an individual, you have a unique perspective on your life, and you walk with a unique body of knowledge and wisdom and experiences because of how you've lived and because of what choices you have made. So literally nobody out there has the exact same experiences, knowledge, or way of life as you have. So something I'd recommend, especially if you're wanting to be creative but you don't know how, and you see all of this stuff out there on the internet, you're like, oh, this has already been said before, this has already been done before, but nobody has said it the way you can say it, nobody can say it with your experience. So every single person has their own unique experience, and while It's hard to have an original idea anymore, but there's an original way to say it when you listen to yourself and how your experience relates to how you want to share your message with other people.